Good evening, this is Nerds the Human, and welcome back to our Rome Total War Rebels campaign. And you join us outside of Tomzantium, where Ahmose the Great is ready to claim our 50th and, well, not quite final settlement. This is to some extent the finale, but it won't be the most grandiose of finales. There is still time to do more with the map. But we are sitting now at 49 settlements. 49, you say? Because last time we finished on 48. But I have done one end turn since, and that was basically just to get us all ready to go here at Tomzantium. But we have had a city flip over to us. Over here, Segestica has fallen to us, and we have a big pile of generals here for what is often quite traditional here on the channel, which is a cavalry-only army of nonsense at the end of any campaign. So I'm looking forward to that one. That should be good fun. In the meantime, Segestica has actually flipped over to us, and it's particularly amusing because we've seen this excellent... Is this a bug? I think it's a bug. It's never been fixed anyway, but sometimes this is what happens. Yes, double gold chevron, 8 experience, and we've also got ourselves gold shield, silver swords. This is just beautiful. Look at these peasants, damn it. Oh, Steve, you finally evolved into your final form. That is just magnificent. So, okay. These guys are going to have to join the cavalry army of doom. That is absolutely excellent. And we did have a couple other guys in that setting that guy off, to be fair. I think there were 3 spies, but I sent the others out already. Yeah, they're over there. So we will, send these guys off in this direction. Actually, this army needs to be dealt with because I think we're on the last turn. We are indeed. They never actually bothered to come on in. So we need to go and try and clear that out. We might actually lose that. Not sure we can do anything there. Elsewhere, I've just moved on to Bylazora with Sextus and his force. That's absolutely grand. Rebel Central over here. This one flipped as well, didn't it, last time? So, yes, what are we going to name this? I don't know. Something... I mean, it is a town of gold, so I don't know. We'll call it the town of Oracle for its great ores of gold. That is lovely. Okay, well, yes, it is a little bit of a trouble actually when these ones flip over. What do you actually call them? Obviously, Zodion over here. This one flipped too. This one's named after a great defender. Looks like we might have to do some defending yet again because we do have some enemies heading towards us. But we can get some long shield cavalry, which is very exciting indeed. Odd random units popping up here or there. That's quite fun. You head over in this direction to see. There might be about to be a boat that can pick you up. I'll see if we can save you, my good friends. And otherwise we have, peasants trying to grow our little towns, because there's an awful lot of towns here that have not ever been expanded. I have been growing quite a few of them in these later days of the Empire, but at this point, so many of them have been bled dry, particularly in this part of the world. The Seleucids just absolutely brutalised all these settlements. I've been releasing random men in these towns for a while now, but they're still on 400. This one's only on 700. We have got Petra to grow actually at this point. So down here in Anarostes, we are now sending some of our peasants over here. Particularly important because we have ourselves a few of these Persian towns. So even if we do start, even if we do move the series to once a week as we plod on with the rest of the map, I think we do want to be getting some lovely horse archer armies out, as we've seen over here in the great city of Sparta, because we've got Persian towns, and then we've got some of the Egyptian towns here. It's just giving us piles and piles of chariots. It's where all my money's gone, by the way. There's quite a lot of money put into all of these chariots. But you know what? We're now just pushing towards the future. I've been spending all the money each turn. The money might not look like we're necessarily always having that much. It's because I'm spending it all. That is how money works. I don't think there's too much more to do this turn other than just send Ahmose the Great to the city. So you, sir, just get yourselves all the rams in the world. It's not going to be the most spectacular of battles because they don't have all that much. They have, oh, how sad. They have just trained a new unit of peasants, which probably suggests that, they're not doing too well in terms of their economy because they don't seem to afford very much, possibly because they only have these 3 cities left and 2 of them are under siege. Also, on the note of that, there's a reason this one's surrounded by lots of spies. Yes, they are revolting. Now, it was only 19%, so I'm expecting them to die here, but anyone who can get in there... Yes, okay. Why can we not see the public order? 70%, okay. Sadly, 2 of them did die. which is a bit of a shame. The other forces from that army, by the way, back over here in Sardis, because the Pontics have finally remembered that we exist and are sending some men over in this general direction. We are getting more agents over here, so we'll just keep on sending them over one by one, and we'll just keep an eye on all of that nonsense. You can just, you know what, you can come and join over in Tarsus. Tarsus isn't revolting yet. I don't think there's any population to revolt. And we do have a few assassins just going to try their luck. You missed, that was 33%. They also have the Carthaginian lad to go and kill. I doubt we'll manage it, but we might as well just keep on having a go. Surprisingly, they both missed. But actually, more surprising, or actually surprising, they didn't actually die. So we do have piles more assassins. Obviously, it makes more sense just to, you know, train someone up good. But we're not going to do that. They do have war elephants over here, so probably best that we don't face them. But it could be fun. We're just going to play the assassination game in the meantime anyway. But as I say, there's probably not too much more to do on this here end turn. I've got, as I say, I think we're just moving populations around to try and grow our towns, try and get as many ports as possible in all of these parts of the world. But basically, yes, I think we got a little bit of a sally. Antioch's under siege, of course, and there's not too much else to do. So hopefully we'll be able to do something over here. We do have the phalanxes, so we might be okay. This battle has taken about an age to actually get into anything in particular, but I think we're doing absolutely okay now. We got ourselves up the hill and around them. The city, obviously, over down there in the distance. We've been wandering off, kind of facing off against each other for a while now, but yeah, decided just to go and make the move. Let's head into them and hopefully clear them out. General's just coming over this side of the battlefield where it's a little bit more dicey in terms of the surround, but I think we're largely just routing them by accident here anyway, which is quite fun. So just to get the General to see what he can do. Down goes their General. Excellent stuff. It looks like mostly a big rout for all of them. Probably should have done this sally about 10 years ago, but it's absolutely fine. I was kind of just waiting for them to attack the town because I thought that would be far more entertaining. So I'm just going to tell everyone to get off pike mode and pretty much just start running at them. I think that's probably a good idea. I think it's just this guy who's not actually dead, so maybe you guys stay on phalanx. Maybe you guys stay on phalanx, just make sure we clear him out. But by and large, looks like the job is essentially done already, which is excellently good news. Nice start to the day, maybe chase off these lads. Don't really know who else is fighting, I think it is just these guys over here. So in goes some Falksmen, into big some long spikes, and they're not going to like it very much at all. In fact, they are very much sandwiched, and is that the end? Not quite the end. There seems to be like one more unit of Falksmen down there, probably because they already ran away, quite frankly. Victory and glory. A heroic victory to start of our day. That is magnificent. Well, it wouldn't be the final day of this campaign if it wasn't another defence of Castlevania. Of course, Caradog is on his way to battle. They've got some lovely javelin throwers here. Excellent stuff. One chosen swordsman. I don't think they're going to do too well. Let's hit him. In we head to battle then, and you can hear the wallooing of our marvellous druid friends. And if you remember the previous battle here, when we had to defend it, it's a fairly similar setup then. We have ourselves militia hoplites just blocking this particular entranceway. We then have piles of our lads on top of each other in this direction, where hopefully we're going to take on a single standard bearer by himself like last time. That was good fun. We also got an ambush ready over here with all the mercenaries. And they've captured our walls. It's almost as if the walls were already open and we never repaired them from last time. Not sure why we never repaired them, or if the spies just did it. I didn't actually listen to the guy who was just giving me that information. So that's absolutely marvellous. I also have a couple extra plans up my sleeves. So yes, these guys are kind of guarded both ways, it should be said. So they want to take us on. We've also got the cavalry to swing around into the rear, and we've done the same over in this part of the world too. So these guys can get around to this part and do some good work. Now luckily, because the AI are complete numpties, they're still trying to make more holes in the wall, which is hilarious because it means that now these guys are just going to get shot by the arrows because the ram's burning down. So good old Steve over here is dying even though he didn't need to. I left one unit over here. That was definitely part of the plan. Not part of the plan at all, actually. Anyway, that slightly battered unit has got itself instantly killed. That was all part of the plan. They were sacrificed. Steve, you don't run. Steve, you just stood still, you'd be fine. Oh, actually, this guy might actually get away. Will he get away? No, I think he's going to run into the middle there. Just pretend to be one of them. Pretend to be one of... Oh, he's already dead. He's quite dead, yes. What about this guy? Can he run the gauntlet? Run the gauntlet, lad. Yeah, cheer him on. We just cheer on single lads in this battle. He's winning the race as well. Much faster than this lad. He hasn't even got a shirt on. Magnificent stuff. Look how fit our men are. This is why we're going to win this battle, by the way. Because, yes, we clearly have the fitter chaps. Now, they are indeed coming in, which isn't necessarily ideal. But I can hear the wall being knocked down as well. We'll just have to see how this all goes. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. So, once again, there's a single lad coming forward to the Plaza of Doom. I'm just going to tell these guys to... Do you want a war cry? I'm just going to tell them to war cry. So yeah, once again, we've got a single guy who's just standing there trying to poke us, which he's busy war crying to. Oh no! They got angry about that. They instantly killed him. Okay, a few skirmishers getting themselves killed. Absolutely marvellous stuff. Down goes more of the wall, which is just what you'd expect here today. And they're coming on in. Are they doing any weird flanks? Not just yet, but we will see about that. So we'll just let them get a little bit closer. But I'm going to say... Yeah, where's this cavalry unit? Let's just charge on in, lads. Charge on in! Pile on in. The rest of you just need to guard the plaza. But these guys are going to hopefully close this trap a little bit. Oh, that's a nice early rout for the cavalry. He ran into not the rear of the hoplites, but the warband who were guarding that position instead. Which is absolutely cocking marvellous. Okay, that's good. These guys should probably just pull themselves back, actually, because at this point, they actually haven't got that many of them binned, no. So, do I see anyone coming around with flanking positions? Not just yet, no. Everyone's kind of coming straight down the throat, which is interesting. That's fine by me, to be fair. I don't really mind if that's the way they want to go at this, but get a little bit closer, lads. Get a little bit closer. Down here in the Classic Life of a Soldier series, we've got 1v1s going on, and no, this is not Three Kingdoms, this is not Troy, this is 1v1, and yes, he's got back up, just like in Three Kingdoms. He's not really dead, don't worry about it, that duel meant absolutely nothing. So, as they gradually get themselves organised over here, I think I'm just going to say, yeah, guys, get yourselves a little bit closer, because they're not really getting in tight enough here. We could send the cavalry in, but it feels like a waste. In comes the latest war cry, and are they actually going to turn up, or is it just going to be a few men standing around whilst javelins get thrown in? It might be the latter, but you know what, we'll just keep on charging these guys in. They can have some fun. Head on in, lads. We've got a beautiful backdrop there. We've got the temple. Oh, lovely, lovely stuff. Just generic buildings, not even a specific one. So yes, we're going to see what they can do, and I'm going to say, get this cavalry down that flank over there, and actually we can probably here's one. Here's a stupid skirmisher. He's got himself in a silly position. Yeah, get over there. So actually they're actually sending some people into this direction. Yep. Okay, Mr. Cavalry, time for you to charge on in. These guys didn't see you coming, except they probably did, and you're not really hitting them in the rear when they're already engaged. In fact, you didn't even get your lances down, but they are wavering already, so maybe, just maybe, you'll do the job. You have indeed. They're broken. Lovely stuff. They've also managed to get down this alleyway, which is... Yes, Rome does do this sometimes. Medieval 2 closes things off much more, and it can probably just cause more pathfinding problems, actually. You can't actually set up your units. But, does seem like, by the way, these two units have basically routed the entire army, which is hilarious. So, let's get this cavalry to pile into here. Down goes Stevie McGee on his horse, and with Steve falling off of his horse... That was a hard sentence to say. Yes, I think we've pretty much shredded the entire army here with, like, 2 units of infantry and 2 units of cavalry. Ah, lads, have fun. Have fun. Chase them all down. What a pile of tools. Yeah. They're trying to flee through their own men, knocking them over. And I will say, chaps, just go have some fun. And basically, aside from the general, I think, well, I'm one standard bearer. What is it with standard bearers in this town? This guy's just about, no, he's not going to get away. So with that, it's an absolute cocking massacre, which is lovely. Castlevania, you've been one of the most random and interesting parts of this campaign. I've enjoyed you. You've been a right treat. So another great victory here. Decemius, one day we'll let you march on, but for now, great job. Well, sadly, these random rebels won't be able to get away as I'd promised, but we'll give them, an auto-resolve, which they've managed to pull off. So well done, sir. All the spies in the world have just been kicked out, by the way. But it does seem like we have not lost a settlement on the end turn, which is magnificent news, because that means that we are, I believe, still on 49 settlements and ready to head into Tomzantium if ever this particular page will load with someone like, there we go, Dentipes will be hired. Excellent news. So Decemius gains himself, yes, repair the wall, and we're actually going to build the Warlord's Hold there. So that'll be excellent news. Very, very few deaths on our side there. Ramesses II has grown. That's good. That is going to be lots and lots of money for us as we move forward. And agent has been found. Hardly surprising there in Castlevania. Hopefully we actually just killed him, seeing as, there was a siege there. You'd like to think so. So I'm going to say, let's start getting our chariots all piled up together. That will be lovely. Get some of our horse archers lined up for their campaigns. Get some of these guys dispersed so that we can, yes, good news, the peasants can now expand the town. That's what we want to see. And Zorion has been besieged by the Spanish. Not a surprise. I don't know how strong this force is. It's a decent stack. There is some town militia in there. Don't really know. I think we'll be able to hold. We have a decent enough little force there, and we do have reinforcements if we actually need to use them. We will go grab these guys. I honestly, now you're a bit damaged goods, I'm not so interested in you, but hey ho, you can go over and join. Serta could fall if we needed to grab a final settlement here to set up victory. We could have done that. We actually do have a random force over here, which I think, we're just going to release so that we can have a few more men for our cities. That's fine. We'll just leave that spy there, just having a little look-see. Let's have a go at the Carthaginians. Yeah, let's have a little look at him, and now we'll have another go, which just isn't going to work. But, 1% chance isn't zero, so he might as well continue with all of that kind of nonsense. And there was indeed somewhere some more coming down to join the fun. There we go, that's where they were. There was one other guy we can assassinate before we get on with this, although he seems to have disappeared actually. Where have you gone? There you are, 9%. And he is dead. Well done, Mr. Assassin. You weren't very good at your job. Okay, well, I think this is it then. Time for Tomzantium, he says. Putting more spies into the last Thracian town, which is down to a scarily low amount, quite frankly. We'll just keep sending people in that direction. So, yeah, so goodness can stay with you, but I think it is time, sir, for you to head on in. Ahmose the Great has himself a lovely army, a proper rebel army, a mixture of things. Some useful local Thracians, mercenary hoplites, ever useful, of course. We have never managed to get a proper Greek city to train up hoplites. This is about the only one we very, very shortly did, or did they just flip to us? They might have just flipped to us, Basically, we haven't been able to get out the best units, which are basically those hoplites. Bit of a shame, but the Fanatics have done us good work. Hastati, for the times we've been able to, pile up massive piles of them before the town flips. Overroding slingers, Cretan archers. Oh yeah, these archers. Some of our archer friends have been incredibly effective. Heavy peltars, horse archers. Some of the Amazonians, we've only had 2 for the entire campaign. For some reason, this area will not be more rebellious and give us any more units. It's unfortunate, but we did get 2. So we'll take that. We'll honour them. And Rebel General, this guy, of course, the guy who went to help out our good friend Ahmose early on, as well as the very Steves who took out the first of the Egyptians. And is Ahmose, I think he's actually one of the proper family members of the Egyptians. But he is now ready to finish the day. 50 settlements, including Rome, including Tomzantium. Let's head on in.
Men, we face adversity. A band of brothers, dedicated to the warrior's code of strength and victory. But we will never know defeat while we stand together. This day we add another triumph to the history of our people. We will be honored as men! There stand the Greeks, ready to fight or die. Today, I think we should send as many of them as possible to Hades. They stand alone. No friend has come to this place to die for them. Does this not say something about their honor? They're standing among nations. They have been lulled into a false sense of security by a few feet of defensive wall, as if that will protect them. The count of our warriors will show you who is truly favored by the gods. It is not our foes. We must slaughter the enemy from a distance with missiles and wear them down. I have fought these men many times, and even now they must be praying to their false gods for mercy. They will have little enough of it from me. The hair has been gutted, and the liver was as clear as day. Portents such as this can only be considered good. I want to see blood. I want to bathe in their blood. I want to bathe in their blood for a week. Now, kill them all!
Well, of course, we are an all-star cast here today, but we've also got a big pile of holes in this wall before the battle even begins, which is absolutely marvellous. You're also going to have a big pile of dead hoplites because they decided to stand at the gateway, even though we have plenty of missiles to shoot them down. I do quite like an all-star cast. Unfortunately, this guy has not got the memo because he seems to be having a few problems. Oh dear, he can't believe what's happening. Why are the rebels going to win? Why are the rebels here? Let the Greeks win. No, 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 no. We don't have enough hoplites. We're just going to have to kill yours instead. We're bitter like that, you see. We can't have everyone way far back, which is probably because I was organising my units. I never bothered to organise half of them. So there we are. We're just going to leave them way back. So, who should we set? We should send some of the Romans to finish them off. I say that. Do I want to keep them? No, I think we want to use some of the Romans. That'll be good fun. We'll send in some Romans, some Amazonians as well. We'll send in the Steves, actually. Steve, you get to have some fun on the plaza at the end here. That is absolutely marvellous, as well as our rebel general friend. I think the old friend should come back, and we should rub it there in their face. The fact that the Romans could have killed them, and still do, even in this reality. So there we are. It looks like they're mostly running away, though, so we will have to, unfortunately, kill them a little bit closer to the plaza, but we'll go and bring the Cretians in as well. They can get a little bit closer because they don't even need to move their rangers so magnificent, but we will shoot down whatever we can, and we can probably run in through the gate pretty darn soon. Yeah, those peasants are largely slaughtered, so it's just really going to be that one unit there on the plaza, but we might as well knock down the entire set of walls, because you know what, we're going to build a much better kind of a wall. So yes, we'll get on with that. So what are we going to do then? Let's send in some crazed lads to go and take them down. Thracians, yeah, I didn't bring the Bastani, did I? That's a shame. Right lads, you've done some good work. We'll send you over here just to make sure that they're dealt with. I hope the Greeks are to be embarrassed to be killed by some Thracians of all people. Not even proper Thracians, some mercenary Thracians. Utterly disgraceful for them. As for the rest, well, we'll get ourselves in position. I would like Steve to get involved, but they're being a bit aggressive right now. Guys, can you get yourselves over here, because you're losing a few too many men. I mean, I would say it's embarrassing for them to die to them, but the pathfinding, guys, not through the spikes. Anyway, pathfinding is doing its usual nonsense. Men are still attacking the walls because, of course, our plan here is obviously to take care of all of the walls. Every last wall must go down. We're going to get the general in to come and help out. Good old Mr. Early Game General friend. You can throw some javelins in to help out. We'll get the Amazonian chariots to head on in as well. Steve is just around the corner. That's excellent news. And the general is somewhere. He'll make his way there in time. That is a-okay. Okay, good. We have got them off the plaza now, which means that as soon as Steve arrives, we'll be able to go and win this campaign properly. Excellent news. Now, the Amazonian chariots are almost certainly going to get themselves killed horrendously, but that's fine. That's just kind of what they do these days. They're knocking over our own men, but they have indeed inspired our lads to get up and go and kill their lads. That's fine. Steve's turned up if you want. Steve has turned up. He's wavering. I can't blame him because Steve is going to win the day. And look, he runs at the sight of him. Legends of Steve have indeed... No. They have crossed many a border. And Steve will chase you down, lads. You can run all you want, but he's come from the depths of Greece to come and take you out. So yes, we will chase you down and finish it off. I'm going to say, Mr. Archers, please stop. Thracians... No, sorry. Let's just do this right, shall we? Thracians, sod off. Steve is going to do this. More walls going down, because of course they cocking are. Okay. Yeah, get on top of them, lads. Get on top of them. Get the general to come and assist. You come and just back them up, just to give them a little bit of morale boost. Let's get the general to come and throw in a few javelins as well. But Steve, I think you can manage to finish these guys off. You've got yourself a couple of experience these days, so that's pretty darn nice, isn't it? Taking them down, militia hoplites, yeah, lovely stuff. There's still a couple of the actual hoplites here to take out. Lads, if you want to deal with them as well, that would be perfect. Try not to javelin our own guys if you can at all, please. And there we are, they've routed another unit. That's excellent. I don't think we need you, lads. I think Steve has totally got this. Ahmose, you don't even need to turn up because Steve has totally done the job for you. Although, actually, we should probably deal with these guys first. Run over here, deal with them, because there's a couple of them. And they were running for a moment. But we should take them down. Oh, it is lovely when you have some of these units where there's a little bit of a backstory to them. Obviously, they've been here or there during the campaign, but it's nice to bring them back together later on. Hopefully they can actually manage to take these guys out, because it'd be a bit embarrassing if they were to give up at this point. They're shaken, which is interesting. So get the general walking a little bit closer, just to make sure he doesn't actually... they don't actually break here, because the general is just round the corner. But yes, what a magnificent campaign. They are still on 2. We don't seem to be able to get through that armour, as far as I can tell. But he is routing, so can you just kill him now? Apparently not. Apparently not. So, magnificent stuff. Anyway, the general might eventually arrive. Peasants, where are you going? The plaza's ours for a moment there. It's just one man left. Take care of the last man of Greece. But yes, it is always magnificent when you have like some of these characters like Ahmose, who's made it through the campaign. He's managed to clear people out throughout this. He's got some friends who've come along for the final battle, and some Amazonians, just, you know, for the nice camera shots. So isn't that just marvellous? A fairly simple enough victory, all things considered. But what else would you expect from the great Ahmose himself? And with that then, Tomzantium falls. We will simply occupy on this occasion. These are my people. No victory screen, but 50 regions controlled, and indeed we have both Rome and Tomzantium. Isn't that absolutely lovely? So with that then, well, I think we need to be doing some work here, don't we? We need to be building this up. It's going to be a magnificent city, and I think Ahmose has done plenty of good work at this point. We could let the Steves retire. I'll have to think about that. I might choose to do that, I might not. But we probably should be shipping over some friends over to that part of the world to come and help out the population numbers. So I'm going to go and sort that out. But elsewhere, there's a couple key things we want to still get on with here today as we finish up the this kind of main chunk of the campaign. And I would like to deal with Antioch simply because that would feel like it kind of ties up some of the good work in this part of the world. So there's a Kenthos, who's be a decent deputy, obviously, in Neos with his chaotic nonsense last time, has also been working in that kind of a direction. This guy probably should be running off to come join us in Philopatra. Excellently named, of course. But, okay, lovely stuff. Obviously, this is going to remain Tomzantium. This is my city, damn it. Another key thing I should have brought up, actually, is that I do have myself some other options over here. We do need to try and take care of these spies who are somewhat killing our agents, which isn't particularly ideal, to be honest. So let's just see if we can take one of them out. It would be quite useful. But it does seem like we're not managing to do it. It's a bit of a shame, but we are a bit weak and pathetic. Nonetheless, Aces of Pythion is over here to go and take these guys out. Some Cretians have arrived. Oh, that's a bit sad. We'll hire them after the battle, I guess. So let's take on these guys outside Pergamum. Unfortunately, They don't want to do it right now. Fine. So we'll put that under siege, but kind of think Eumenes of Sparta might come in for us instead, actually, which would be a little bit problematic. So, you know what, it's fine. You get into Sardis, that'll be absolutely magnificent, and we'll see what happens with this here battle. Do I actually want... Do I want those Cretians? I do want the Cretians, but I don't know what to get rid of, and we have no movement points left. Perhaps unsurprisingly, then the Greeks are going to come and take on Aeaces of Pythion in not quite the last stand of the Greeks, but it might as well be. Eumenes of Sparta, faction leader, faction heir. In fact, it might be their final stand in a way, because I don't know, there's a general over here, so this might actually be the end if we can kill them. So that's well worth bearing in mind. Now, armoured hoplites in with this reinforcement army. Interesting one. Now, as for you, yeah, they've also got some Cretians, but just no one's actually hired up the new ones, which I'm very pleased about indeed. So, sir, I thought I'd bring you over here to finish off the Greek campaign. And yes, you're going to have to do it royally and properly. No help from good old Ahmose here today. No, he's dealing with Tomzantium, dealing with the rebuild of our beautiful new capital. Time for you, sir, to earn your fairly equal place in our history books. Having sealed the great legacy, I was about to start a speech there, thank you very much, Amazonians, but having sealed the legacy of good old Ahmose, it's time for probably the second legend of this campaign. Aeaces over here, who has very much single-handedly led this Greek campaign. Yes, it's time for him to earn his glory. He's got a bit of a trickier one, it should be said, and we are very much just going to wait for them to come to us. We could really do with the extra Cretians, but I didn't really want to get rid of anyone. If I could have merged some of these units, that would have been nice, but unfortunately they're all sort of slightly different archers. It is just a little bit of a shame, but it is what it is. It's still quite a nice army, kind of similarly mixed, albeit slightly more, yes, it's kind of a Greek and Roman kind of blend on this here occasion. Did that one archer unit, and this might actually be that archer unit that, is it the same one that took us down through Italy early on in the campaign? Does that unit survive? That might be this guy right here. I'm not sure, to be honest, but that's why there is a single barbarian in this unit. Amazonians in this army as well. All my Amazonians have no more missiles anymore. They're just... Can you please let the Cretians be helpful? I know you love the Cretan men to help you out. But yes, he's going to run over there very quickly indeed. So yes, we also have... yeah, I would say he's very much the faction heir for this particular faction. I'm not sure how old he is. He wears this big helmet. We don't really know how old he might be, but I think he'll be absolutely fine to continue this campaign on whenever it is that Ahmose does. I think Ahmose is about 56 at this point. I like that some of these are actually ready to throw their javelins. I appreciate that, my good sirs. This guy is ready to run through the gap here. That is where I would be standing. Yeah, that's an excellent spot, sir. But yeah, as they approach, this is a good old position for us to fight in. And actually, conveniently, between this and the other deputies of Ahmose, like of Neos, who's under siege now, by the way, in his town over in Patra, and yes, and obviously Desacanthos over there in Antioch. We can probably finish those up here for today to finish the episode. Castlevania also having a part in this episode feels very fitting indeed. In they come then. We probably want to be taking care of their missiles a fair amount because they could cause us a few problems. No real hill, a very slight hill it probably should be said. And okay, we'll see how all of this goes. Fortunately, my voice decided to break there right at the very end of what was a fairly lengthy little intro to this. And you know what? Unfortunately, that one is not going to get cut out. Too bad. I'm not redoing that speech. So. Let's see. Who can we land some missiles on? Rhodian slingers, not a terrible choice. These slingers. I mean, I don't mind the slingers too much, but we might as well get a few shots in while we can. We're going to get a load of javelins very, very soon. Oh, magnificent. Do we have our boats in the background, by the way? There's the port, so our boat should be over there. I'm not actually sure. Maybe I think I might have sent them off actually on another mission. So sadly, we don't get any of those on the final little incidents here. Bit of a shame. Now, we are going to potentially lack some javelins for the follow-up, but I think we should just win this first battle actually before I worry about that, because there's actually quite a lot of good forces in here, so let's be aware of that first. So, bodyguard over there. You know what, I will turn this guy off. You don't waste yours, because it looks like you might actually get the opportunity to use yours later, so we'll do that. You, archers, shoot them please, that's probably a good choice. Likewise at... yeah, there were some Cretians back there somewhere, but I'm not sure where they are at this point. They're kind of a bit all over the place. These archers, likewise, just shoot into the general. Some flaming shots. Maybe flaming shots over here. That'll probably be a decent little hit, actually. The problem with putting yourself right against the red line here, Thomas, is that they're the phalanx, and actually we kind of do want to do the flanking. So, yeah, slight issue on our part there, but it's a-okay. You guys war cry. I think we're going to largely try and keep you fresh. But I will use you right now just as a little bit of a poke. So that will be fine. Yeah, likewise with these guys, I think might want you to just start getting your charges in just to help us out. That will be absolutely lovely. Yeah, those militia, that's a general's bodyguard. Yeah, you get into them. That will be absolutely lovely. General, there goes their general. Down goes the king of Greece. Good, 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 good. I'm going to say... with that then, blow the horn of destiny, charge on in, and just see if you can rout him at this point. He is actually holding on a fair amount of time. No, he's routing now. Get yourselves back behind the line. No need to worry about that. It does look like we've actually got a breakover on this side. So I might actually want the general to come and help out with this, actually. Archers can continue with that. How are we doing over here? Do I want to chase any of those down? Probably not, no. So I'm going to get the Thracians to go and do that job. These guys can just bring themselves back into position. Archers focus on them. Cretians focus on them. We have largely taken care of this opening force. So yeah, I'd just say it's a few units over here who just need to be dealt with, which suggests to me, yeah, it's a case of some of these guys breaking through the lines. General's just going to come here, and I do believe that blowing the Horn of Destiny, why does that look like he's dead? Why is there no Horn of Destiny on him? He's not counting as a general right now, or is he actually secretly dead? He might be secretly dead. We'll see about that later, because the game might have just not told us, just to be a dick. Those Thracians have been routed, which is a bit actually embarrassing. These guys can try and deal with them. I think at this point, yeah, these Thracians need to just get around there. Looks like, General, you might need to blow... No, he's fine. Blow the Horn of Destiny as you pile into these guys. They're not actually in phalanx right now, but do pull out as soon as they do, because this is going to end very badly, very, very quickly. Okay, yeah, maybe throw some javelins into them, because this is not necessarily going as well as it could be. Well, those archers over there, or sorry, the archers trying to take care of the militia cavalry over there, because they are being a little bit problematic. We are now getting, this side has sort of collapsed, but I think we're going to win it with the, yeah, the Hastati coming back across the battlefield. I'm going to tell the general to run over here and just see if he can pull these guys back in, but if the units are too close to the enemy, they probably, you know what, they're so tiny, it probably isn't even worth it. So no, they're not going to. The enemy are too close. That's a bit of a shame. I want to get these chariots a little bit closer to the battle, just to make sure we're okay. Now the second army are coming in. I need to make sure we've actually got this line in somewhat of a formation. At this stage then, it's the second army now coming on in. The chariots are in position here, and that's just to cause an extra scare as they arrive. Do need to bear in mind this flank could have some trouble if I'm not careful about it. We've now run out of missiles, sadly, which is a bit of a shame that the Cretians have run out, but we'll just have to deal with that. I'm going to tell you guys to get over there to help out with that unit, yes, because we do need to deal with these militia cav as much as possible. I think the rest of this should be okay. We will see. But yeah, I think we're going to need these guys to be shooting them down. Cretians, on the other hand, you might have to just act as auxiliary infantry. Just get yourself over there. Get the general into this position. They're coming on in. Peltasts, don't necessarily like this. They're frightened by the chariots. I'm going to send the chariots forward No, they're not. They're just going to run off. It's fine. We'll just muck up our information as we do that. They're going to run some Thracians straight into the pikes, which is good. They're going to run away. General's bodyguard looks like he's going to come in straight in here. That is absolutely A-OK. Get the javelins in. And my chariots... Yeah, just get yourselves a little bit closer. General is indeed routing. Good. Very good news indeed. Okay, so I'm quite happy about that situation then. Archers are just shooting them. That is fine. And if that's the case, you throwing your javelins to them, you war cry. And we've got the Hastati over there. And we've got some more of these lads who do need to be just closing in for the flank. There we go. Yeah, they're routing anyway, even though they're the ones who would be flanking us, which is absolutely marvellous. They're going to pile in over here, by the way, which means that, yeah, these Peltasts are going to have to do their work backing us up. Those Peltasts get in there, and you guys haven't nearly got in as much of a flank as I'd hoped, but it's absolutely fine, I would suggest. Just going to tell these chariots just to kind of poke in, see if we can just cause a bit of chaos. Although they are charging into the front because they're idiots. They do tend to do that, yes. So that's absolutely fine. Looks like we've won this side of the battlefield. So I'm going to say, actually, lads, yeah, to start coming over here at this point, you send your missiles into them, and the Cretians just back us up, to be honest. That's what we need from you. Because these bloody hoplites, like, it's not the... they can cause me so many troubles. Right, I need the General to do some heroics here now. General, get yourself around the side here. But I want a Destiny just to kind of keep people on side, to keep them fighting just that little bit longer. Those hoplites now facing this way, which is interesting. And get the Rhodian Slingers dealt with. Get the Peltasts out there like that. You should be getting some horrible, horrible shots into these guys, if at all possible. Please, 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 please. Get the Cretians in, get the Cretians in, get them in. Where's the General? He is over there. That is not where I need him at all. He's going to get himself in big trouble if I'm not very, very careful indeed, which is kind of what I'm expecting. They're actually massive routing us now because I'm not here to save us. Oh no. General, we're going to need your Horn of Destiny to do the job here. Blow the horn. Is that going to be enough? It might not be, you know. Come on. General. Oh, I think he's going to go down. He's not going to finally win, is he? He's not going to do the final job. Get the missiles in. How are these hoplites still fighting? I don't know. He's down to 9 men. There's armoured hoplites over there. That's what's going on in that part of the battle. But sadly, General is not going to be able to make it through all of this. No, he's going to stand and fight, and he's going to die. What a sad end. But the armoured hoplites are just too strong. He's going to... Actually, he's routed them. He's routed them. He gets to live just a little bit longer. He gets to live just a little bit longer. These are... Oh, can we do anything to these armoured hoplites? I don't know that we can. We can kill everything else just about. We're struggling with the hoplites, let alone the armoured hoplites. Oh, can we find a way to make this work? Our hoplites are taking them on with them. I think what we need to do over here is get these archers just to make sure everyone else is not involved in the battle. And we just need the General to stay close enough, he says right now, not at a particularly close point, to keep them fighting. Come on, sir. Yep, just keep on doing it, keep on doing it, keep on doing it, keep on running around. Come on, get your missiles in, please. Make it fire, if at all possible. Don't want to find the General round forever. Can we still win this? I don't know that we can. We haven't got very much left. They're now routing. That's good. You need to deal with the next unit. Don't shoot our own General, you fools. General, you need to charge in, blow the Horn of Destiny, take care of those Cretians. Unfortunately, those Cretians just routed us, which is not what I wanted to see. Let's just pull out of there for a moment. Down to 2, just 2 of his loyal men. Oh, but these armoured hoplites are just like unkillable. It's so sad. We're not going to quite do it, are we? There's just enough enemies left for us to not be able to succeed here. These archers, can they do anything here? They must be able to do something. Because these guys are in their position. These archers, they're eager. They're not super tired. Yeah, get yourselves over here with the general. Yeah, unfortunately that's another unit break him. No, that's another break. Sadly, that is another unit broken. And I don't think that we can do very much about this now. General, charge on in. Charge on in. You're the last one, pretty much. He will fall, sadly. Ah, Ahmose. This was truly always about Ahmose. He will have one final battle on this day. Ah, Ahmose's a Pythion. Sometimes the great men cannot see the glorious future that they have so well set up. He so nearly made it. He saw the victory, but there was still more to do. Ahmose, he's fought so many ridiculous battles of these guys. I do think this one was perhaps a little bit of a stretch. Maybe the Cretians could have done it, but oh well. It was a glorious way to go, and Ahmose can finish the job. And with them surviving, we do have another battle over here at Bylazora, but I'm just going to auto-resolve that one. It's not the most important in the world, and, you know, those lads have their own story, but it's not quite the great epic. Now, there is, of course, we did kill one of their generals, but not all of them. Okay, let's have a little bit of revenge, shall we? Revengi! Nope, let's try that again. Revengi! I don't know where Revengi's from, actually. If anyone knows where I've taken that little line from, there we go, Revengi! Didn't work until I actually stopped saying it, which suggests that it was very silly indeed. Okay, I'd actually bring a boat over here in case he needed to come and join us. So, Steve Peasants, some of his peasants have had some kids and they are already ready for the battle. That's excellent. I'm going to leave Aaron behind to look after the town, so that'll be fine. Aaron, can you just hire up some mercs? Are there any left? No, I think we hired them up before. So we gotta hope that that'll be a-okay instead. Alright, bring him over here. Ahmose, this is down to you. He can't quite make it to the town this turn, but he can hire up the Cretians, which is fun. Okay. We'll just make him take the next step forward. You can come and join on in. And so sad, Ahmose. Oh, all of this great territory that he did so much good work. Couldn't quite see the final day. You know what, let's just go and smash up Bylazora to feel a little bit better about this. So enslave that, that's excellent. We'll smash up this guy's face. Take that face! And that face has also been smashed in the face. So that's great. So we'll send some assassins around to get trained and miserably fail against some captains. There we go. That's much more like it. Now, I'm actually a little bit surprised that we haven't had a rebellion here, because I've seen massive stacks of units rebel to us. It's finally happening, right at the cocking death of the campaign. It's actually kind of silly. But, ooh, we've got a random guy. Lovely, heartless bastard. We like you, sir. Right, you come over here. You put the city under siege. You hire up the one mercenary who exists in this part of the world. Go and bring that Spanish army, which has joined up. There's another Spanish army over there on the bridge. We might just leave them on the bridge, although maybe some long shield. Yeah, maybe some of the cav can come join us. That would be lovely. Oh dear, this isn't how this is supposed to go. Oh, he's got a friend. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to go around and see what has happened to this. What has happened to the faction? They have fallen apart. They've melted like the proverbial cheese. Okay. Well. We're going to have ourselves a bit of a Spanish holiday here at the day. Oh, I've run out of money. Okay, I'll probably go get rid of some of those chariots and it'll be fine. Yeah, the Spanish have fallen apart. That is cocking excellent. And this probably isn't Spanish, but could still be useful, I suppose. I'll tell you what, we'll go pick them up. We'll go pick up these guys. They can come and join in down in the south. That's absolutely fine. Might be time for Castlevania to make its move. Maybe that's part of the follow-up to this here campaign on the follow-up episodes, where we can look into the great. Yeah, we need the money. Okay, I'm going to go and get myself some money, and we'll put Thingy under siege, and we'll head on into the final battle. I think I realise what's happened, actually. You might notice that Carthage seems to have rebelled to us, or Thapsus, sorry, has rebelled to us, the entire Carthaginian faction, which that might have been their armies then, I guess. Yeah, Gisco, that is one of their names, isn't it? So what was he doing over here? Okay, so Carthage at the death have joined us. That is absolutely lovely. And my days, Balshilk Sicker with a bodyguard and a food taster. I don't blame you, sir. Obsessed by security, scan trust. Yeah, that might be my fault. We tried to kill you. I'm kind of glad it failed. See, sometimes things are just meant to be. And you know what, sir? They're now your assassins. You've earned their respect, damn it. Although these spies have definitely done their job. Okay, so Carthage has flipped to us at the death. That would explain quite a lot, wouldn't it? That would indeed maybe explain some of the nonsense that just occurred. Okay, as for our stack of cavalry, they are now on their way. Good stuff. They're going to go deal with Thrace because I feel like that's where they need to go live. And in terms of this might be a terrible idea, but I kind of like terrible ideas. So we're going to actually just get the siege underway, actually, because I don't really want it to wait that long. So I'm going to say, let's just do this. Make sure we got some ladders ready. They'll probably sally forth, at which point these guys will be reinforcements. It'll be fine, probably. So what we could do is send some more units around. Possibly not a terrible plan, to be honest. So we'll go and do that. It'll probably be fine. Whilst we wait for that siege to happen, then we're just going to smash up Nabu Martius. We will enslave the people, of course, and we will call this the great town of Rebadi, which feels like right for this particular coast for some reason in my brain. So we will go for Rebadi. Excellent stuff. Yeah, nice little auto-resolve. Smashy, smashy. Obviously no one lives here at all. Why would anyone? So, yeah, alright, we might need to do a little bit of like disband into the odd unit in order to actually make this work out, but that aside, yeah, we can probably at least go and move some infantry over to the town because we do need some of those. And you, sir, I don't know what you're going to do. You can just wander around. So that's an extra town under our control, and it should be said that yes, we do have some others where we could go and smash things up. Let's go and do that right now. Over here with Serta as well, we have 7 rams, which didn't seem very necessary. We're going to grab that as well. Very, very nice indeed. So we'll get ourselves some communal farming. All right. That's not too shabby. These guys are all going to disband. That was already at 2,000, but we will get it a little bit higher. That's fine. Grab ourselves a port. Everything is excellent. Now, now the thing is, they haven't actually sallied forth here, which is a bit strange and upsetting, actually. Now, I'm guessing a lot of this is completely battered, but we are going to have to, like, deal with some walls here. So I'm just going to bring in, like, as many armies as I possibly can. Also, you, sir, can die. Thank you very much. We might as well go send these guys off to go and deal with the Pontic friends we can see over here. That would be lovely. Yeah, get on with them. So yes, with them going down, hopefully very, very soon, that'll be fine. Sardis is going to get absolutely slammed, probably because we haven't named it properly. But yes, as any units I can find right now, we're going to send them over. I think Admiral Wa has got some on the boat over here as well. We've got a couple units over there in Julianus. I don't know. We're just going to pull together anything we can. And they will just be thrown in as mental reinforcements in the battle. So that's basically the plan. Hopefully a quiet end turn. We did have to defend Zorion over here. We should probably make sure that we are retraining these as well. So that's possibly for the best. Yeah, just grab ourselves another long shield cav for the coming turns and the coming wars. But overall, yeah, we're just doing some of our expanding here. Some of the towns are indeed finally getting the chance to grow. At 58 years old, Ahmose the Great is here. He's here to, well, his factionary just died, so he's here to make sure that the Greeks go down. That is how we will end this here campaign. Now, it's going to be a horrendous nonsense of a siege. The AI has pulled out a general from their arse. This guy is apparently 16, but he's honestly just some warrior they found down the streets. If you can convince me that he's 16, go ahead. I'm not having it at all. Now, whilst these units look decent enough, they're probably pretty battered, but okay, we've got some random reinforcements, pretty much just whatever I had lying around and whatever I had lying around. So we do though have a few holes in the wall to blow up, so we'll be a-okay. These guys do have a little bit as well, a couple ladders. The game generally gives them some random things as well. And Wah, by the way, Wah, is here to see over the victory. That will finish us off for the time being. We are on 54 settlements right now, so 55 to finish us off with the death of the Greeks. So let's just quickly remind ourselves what they actually do have. Faction leader, okay, yeah, plenty enough with him to kill. He could be quite annoying. But aside from them, they don't really have any full units aside from this guy. This guy could be annoying as well. It's just kind of what's left over from that battle. Another hoplite. So yes, I think it's just going to be outmaneuvering, taking over towers, and basically seeing what the hell the AI does, because it is normally complete nonsense when we do this. Let it in, let's see what happens. Look at this magnificent affair. We have ourselves a grand old siege battle to finish us off, and I am quite happy about it. But I'm not quite happy about this. They're a little bit too close. Creations, get yourself safer. Thank you very much. Don't like that at all. Unless there are Creations up there, that might be the other explanation. But I didn't think they'd be able to shoot that far down to us. Oh yeah, there are Creations indeed. Okay, that's not particularly ideal. You get yourselves over here. You get over to them as well. That's kind of what I want to see. And we'll bring our Creations over here to start adding in some fire onto those hoplites, because that will be absolutely marvellous. Okay, you shoot into them, you shoot into them. We need them gone ASAP. We have a couple sap points on the note of SAP. I'm tired. Yes, and we're going to break down some walls. We're going to open up with heavy peltasts. We've even got Steve over here to help us over on this side with some of these guys, and that is absolutely lovely. Now, over here we are indeed getting shot. There are some of our chaps over on this bit of wall as well, which is probably going to be helpful because these reinforcements can't do anything yet. So they just kind of stand in there, which isn't particularly ideal. Should have sent Steve over here really so he could do the running. I've actually got 2 heavy units in that position, but it is what it is, unfortunately. So I'm going to send some flaming arrows into you, as well as just move these Creations back at this point. Don't need to get them shot unnecessarily. And yeah, we can hopefully just finish them off. That will be lovely. Alright, well, we're doing some good damage early doors. We're going to take some horrendous losses, as you would expect. And our allies are just running across the face of the missiles. That's just spectacular, isn't it, lads? But Steve is indeed wandering up the walls. We might beat our allies to the wall over here, which would be hilarious if so. But we'll go and grab a tower or two just to come and help them out. So yes, Steve, you can run over there and grab that tower. That would be lovely. If you can go and grab this tower, that would be excellent. In fact, yes, just keep moving on to the next towers. Over here, plenty of issues for our men as they take on the hoplites. They're going to get brutally shredded, but do just send in as many missiles as possible. These guys, yeah, hoplites, run yourselves over to that bit of wall. That would be magnificent. And we're going to want to get as many walls on our side as possible. Yeah, they're now running towards the openings that we are creating. Look at this ridiculously large plaza for this level 4 design city, I guess. Yeah, so that does indeed make sense. Some of the generals wandering around over there. That's absolutely a-okay. Looks like the peasants are doing their work. Well done. The peasants are going to disable the towers. That's good. We'll leave you to the fighting, to be honest, chaps, because our job is... well, we're actually getting shot a little bit by something. I think it might be the tower. Yeah, the tower is shooting at them now because we've got it under our control. So you get yourselves back over here, Steve. You've done your job for the time being. These guys are going to continue. Yeah, I think we've actually grabbed that wall already, actually. We do seem to be climbing the wall that we're demolishing. Actually, lads. Lads, has anyone put 2 and 2 together? Run away! Run away! Oh, don't send these guys over there too, Thomas. No! No, 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 no! We're killing our own men. Our own ladders have collapsed. Everyone is dying. Oh dear, it's all gone wrong. they were supposed to go on different bits of wall, but anyway, it's all fun and very, very silly, so I appreciate that, to be honest. Right, over here on the actual wall that we should be paying some attention to be honest, I'm going to say go and grab that tower. Actually, no, grab the gateway first, lads. That's probably for the best. Yes, go and grab the gateway, and then we'll go grab the other tower shortly afterwards. This is going to be chaotic, as you can probably see and can probably imagine. So there we are, that's a wall fallen down. Excellent stuff. And yeah, at this point, we've got some of their hoplites we're fighting to the death. Archers, I'd probably say stop at this point. No need to get yourselves killed unnecessarily. No need to shoot our own men, which is basically what's currently happening. You get yourselves over here. It does look like they've actually got some men up there, which is a bit of a shame. They're going to have to go the long way around, and they will never manage it. So that's a bit of a shame, but it's fine. We'll keep them distracted. It's going to take them a long, long time to get there. These guys are indeed very slowly going to be killed, aren't they? Okay, you know, they're fighting to the death. Get the archers up there to go and do that job. That'll be fine. And this tower is now under our control, which is excellent news indeed. Some of our ally friends are now running around the walls. It's a good idea that I have actually, like, you know, opened it up for them. It would be a lot more sensible if they just kind of fought their own gateway. They do seem to be doing that a little bit, but not potentially as efficiently as they could be. So there we go. Okay, well, these guys are still shooting because, of course, they've just got fire at will on. I'm going to tell them to go get into the city at this point. Might as well. Yeah, you know what? Go and shoot these guys. They're going to cause us some trouble if at some point, but they're going to run through their own towers, get themselves shot. Oh yeah, this is going to end terribly, terribly, terribly for them. Militia Cav going to do some damage in the meantime as well. And the main thing we probably got to worry about is this huge pile of cavalry over here. And they could just rout our entire force, and they haven't really got involved yet. So we'll see how that goes. Possibly a good idea that these guys aren't getting themselves too exhausted, to be honest. We probably want to make sure of that. You guys want to not get involved with, you know, melee with these guys. No, I told you to run in here, but not running in hand to hand. Not especially clever, no. Okay, I'm just going to tell them to just run over there. Get yourselves back over there. You're on guard mode. You shouldn't be getting too engaged by that, but apparently they are anyway, which is slightly irritating. So I'm going to say you probably want to go and set up a little bit of a situation here. So I'm going to say let's go and send in some chariots. Yeah, that'll be lovely. And at this point, what is going on over here? Egyptian chariots. Can you not run for our men? It would be ideal if you didn't. Thank you very, very much. I would say, though, get yourselves over here because you can do some lovely damage. On that note, yes, let's go and get our Cretan archers into this position. Looks like an ideal one to go and clear people out. Looks like my militia cav are allies anyway, are getting themselves killed. So I'm going to say these guys can run over here and start clearing them out. Over at this part of the battlefield, we've got ourselves Thracian mercenaries being taken down. Their Rhodian slingers are slinging, but I think if they're slinging, they're actually probably hitting their own men in the back. We're doing a surprisingly good job here. I wasn't really expecting us to manage to do this too well. We are pushing through them, and as they break, I'm going to change this over to javelins to finish off the Rhodian slingers and the peeler. But it looks like they are actually doing as much damage themselves as they are to us. I'm quite happy with how that's going. That might actually open the gate for them, albeit they've already buggered off anyway, so we need not really worry about that all too much. Okay, these guys, get yourselves about here. That would be lovely. You guys likewise bring yourselves over here, and I'm just going to tell the archers to come and join in too. Don't know why you're getting yourselves killed. We still haven't got that tower apparently. So at some point, if any of you would like to climb the ladder that's in front of you, I've never seen a level 4 ladder bug, but it seems like there is one here. That's a bit weird. This is also weird because we got ladders next to the hole in the wall, which is a little bit unusual. I might just screenshot that one because that one's quite fun. So yeah, go and screenshot that nonsense. It looks like we're being cleared out over here, hardly surprising. But the power gauge is largely in our favour, so it'll probably be a-okay mostly. Steve's just hanging out over here right now. Steve, could you be helping out in any other way? I don't know. That's the general's bodyguard over there, by the way. So these guys, can we just deal with the general? Yeah, I'm going to say please deal with the general. If much as possible, shoot them down, because you can stand guard and just shoot at them. And I might actually probably suggest that someone else comes and help you here. Brilliant Slingers, can you come and help and actually bring the general over here? Potentially that's going to help him out as well. As for these guys, oh no, they didn't manage to do it because I wasn't paying attention. At the very least, we have managed to close the gap on these guys. Some of our peltasts are standing up at the top to deal with them. We haven't now lost all the Cretians, which is a bit of a shame, but it's kind of caught out by the fact that the general has actually ran out of the city to take us on, which is unusual. These guys should just be charging. Yeah, this guy's running down the ladder to take care of him, while half of them have come around this way. Not particularly sensible. But you know what, it's just what they've chosen to do here today. My plan for getting people over here was perfectly sensible. Unfortunately, this ladder wasn't climbable and it's caused a massive pile of chaos. So you know what, Mr. General Ahmose, it's time for you to see if you can die at the end. Because to be honest, I think you might need to come and help your men out. And the Thracians have come to help as well. But Ahmose might as well come in to help out here today. We will blow the Horn of Destiny because that's just the way we like to roll here with the Anarchy. But yeah, we are potentially going to lose him at the end here. Oh, they're running away. They know that he's trouble. They know that he is big trouble. I don't think the Horn of Destiny actually works against these guys. They're routing at the sight of him. Excellent news all around. And yeah, finally the peltasts are going to catch up with these bodyguard and deal with them. So the general has managed to clear them out, which is excellently good news. So we're just standing next to this tower that's shooting at us, by the way. Doesn't look like it's managing to hit us down here, but this tower is actually still theirs because of all this nonsense. Can we get someone up on this cocking wall now, please? One of you, get up on the wall. Now, where is the general, by the way? You only want to get involved into the city. You don't need to get in the city, so you've done your job. Get yourself out of there. We'll let everyone else do their work in a moment. So you get yourselves up here one way or another. I don't really care how you do it. Just do it. Thank you very much. In case you're wondering, by the way, it looks like 2 of their generals have fallen so far. Probably the 2 that Ahmose was charging down momentarily or moments ago. We're just going to get these all soldiers over here. We're still struggling to get anyone to actually climb this wall and take this tower, which is proving to be problematic because this is very much a key tower in terms of how this game is working. We can finally get someone to climb up here, which is ours, but we can finally get someone to actually climb it and actually help us in a moment if we cleared them out, but apparently we haven't, which is just fantastic, guys. Can someone please just do this job? It looks like the AI is getting onto the plaza now to finish this off once and for all. I have got everyone queued to line up over here. I think we've still got enough to make this work, probably. And that's Steve over there running around, capturing any walls he can. It's just militia hoplites that remain. They probably will clear off those guys, sadly, but we shall see about that. We can finally go and save our good friends over there. Those beautiful Astarte who nearly did the job but didn't quite manage to do it. Indeed, our friends have been routed there on the plaza's edge. Some horse archers are going to come in to potentially come and try and do some silliness, but they're going to also die, I would imagine. Let's mainly focus, though, on Steve, our great hero. He can make it all the way around. That'll be a-okay. And at that point, we should have all the towers under our control. And unlike a Medieval 2, we're not going to climb down to get across here and get shot by everything. No, we're going to be far more sensible because this game somehow does some of these things better. I don't really know why or how, but there we are. So Steve has done a great job there of helping his friends. And it looks like, yeah, we are just about in position at this stage. Very nice. And that means that we can just hopefully get our archers in position and we can finish them off. And as they leave the plaza, I think we should be able to claim victory, but we will indeed chop them all down to the last. The archers done good work. They seem to be running away from their city, which they obviously must know is now our city. So hopefully a couple shots coming in. No, none of that. Okay, well, looks like Ahmose is here to finish them off, so let's not worry about shooting them. Let's get all of our units onto a bit of hand-to-hand here at the end. Chop down what remains of the last unit. You, my good hoplites, you can embarrass the Greeks by being Greek and taking over the plaza. Lovely work, Ahmose. You actually did come in and do a bit of work here today. We were a little bit reticent to send you in too often in this campaign because obviously you're a chariot. But Ahmose, the mighty, the great, who can deny that this is not one of the great heroes of the channel? I love him so much. Close to victory, 4,000 deaths because let's just throw everyone into the meat grinder for here, the final battle. But he did inflict a few casualties there, so absolutely lovely. 2 inflicted by them. Has anyone done anything here? Not really. A couple bowmen got some kills. We'll take it. And there we go then. The Greeks will fall. And with that, Ahmose has, what at the very least... Yeah, these guys get exterminated, by the way. He's at the very least managed to avenge the death of his factionaire, ACs, who did not quite make it to the promised land, which is so often the way that it goes. Resistance is indeed futile. We have some money, which means maybe next time we start doing some bribery. But as I say, this is potentially where we leave it for the for this being like a twice a week kind of thing. So from here on in, the plan is basically we're going to have this on Saturday, I think, might be how I do it, which does mean that we will have on Thursday the brand new Medieval 2 Rebels, which will be interesting indeed because... well, I don't think that's going to go very well, but we'll see what that one looks like for Pete's sake. So have that Thursday and then on Mondays. So Thursday, Mondays like this series has been, but we'll put on Saturday, once a week, this series will be continuing because I think there's plenty of more storylines still to follow. There's more silliness because we've just started getting the cities flipping to us, which has been lovely. We're starting to get some money really pouring in now so I can potentially do some bribery as well. The assassins are starting to do their work. Tons of factions and just 1 or 2 left. I think even if we don't complete everything, I think we do just a little bit more. But Ahmose the Great here, he's been a drill master hilariously from the start, but he's just so magnificent. He's actually not got that many command stars considering, but he is a superior defender, a good attacker, a legendary hero. And my god, is he a butchering conqueror. Can't argue against that. And he has left this town as Egyptian, which means we can have chariot armies in the future. We can have horse archer armies. We can have this stupid force of nonsense who's going to go and smash into the likes of these guys over here. I'm trying to kill, but haven't quite managed to pull it off yet. So we might have another go at them before too long. But as I say, we will leave this as the main series on the channel for now. Every Saturday then we will just continue along with this. It might be a little bit more condensed. I don't know. It just depends really how much people are still enjoying it. As long as there's plenty of people still enjoying the series, I think there's a little bit more life in it yet to tie up some loose ends. But I think it's time to pass the reins on to a new series. And most likely, assuming there aren't too many bugs, Medieval 2 Rebels, the Nerfed edition, will be coming very, very soon. For now, though, I will leave you. I'm Thomas, this is the Human, and this has been our Rebels campaign with 0 city stars. We're going to end it now on 55. Thank you very much, and tally-ho. Welcome to Babylon, which is empty. Oh, Steve's dead. Bit of a shit. They seem a bit sad about it all. It's okay, guys, this is what it's about. Oh, they turned their backs! We did actually break them with a charge. Exceptional. How are we doing this? They may take our armies, but they'll never take our spies.